We are back here on Girl Talk. We are with the Porsche General Manager, Amanda Stewart. Thank you for joining us. It's a treat to talk with you, and I know you've been in business now, what, 4 months here? 3 or 4
about
months?
That, something like that, yeah.
Here at the Porsche dealership. Talk to me a little bit about being a general manager, being a woman. You've worked here at Peacock for how long, though?
For 10 years.
So this is not a new endeavor for you.
It's not. I think I feel very comfortable in the automotive world now after 10 years, and I've got a lot of support here. So, but bringing it to Porsche has been very exciting. It's a great brand, and I have a really strong team here, so I'm very happy.
I would like to talk a little bit about Porsche because I think oftentimes I think people have an idea of Porsche as kind of a young bachelor kind of fun thing, or you know an empty nester going. But I see so many cars here that really could work for anyone. Talk to me about the different kinds of Porsches that are available.
Well, I agree with you. Our sports cars are what people know us for, right? I mean, that is what people know Porsche for, but we also have a really great line of SUVs. We've got the Cayenne and the Macan, which are really great family vehicles. I drive a Cayenne.
Got two, I was going to say, you've got two kids, 6 and 4, right?
I do, yep. I have 2 children. I drive a Cayenne. It's very safe. And I think that our SUVs are probably very underrated because they're so capable and they're so safe, but still so luxurious. And they can drive like a sports car. You flip it into sport mode and you still feel like you're having fun, you know.
As opposed to the minivan just throwing it out there.
Exactly, exactly.
What are some of the other kinds or styles of Porsches that are really big and selling these days?
Well, I mean, of course, the 911 is iconic, and it's hard for us to even keep them around because as soon as we get them, they sell. And then we've got our Boxster, which is our convertible. I'd say that that's one of the more popular.
Especially down here, probably.
Definitely, definitely. So it's a really wide scale. Our Panamera is our large SUV.
Now, what is that?
I mean, our large sedan, the Panamera.
Okay, that's a new one. That's a new one for me.
It's been around since about 2012.
Okay.
But it's very luxurious. It's one of the higher MSRP vehicles because they usually have all the bells and whistles, and they're just beautiful.
You know, it's interesting. I think the first time I interviewed someone here at Porsche, they said Porsche's interesting in that people often come. When they come, they know what they want. They're familiar with the brand. They have expectations.
They do.
And tell me about a typical buyer then.
Usually our buyers are enthusiasts. They've done their research, they know what they want, but they do need an expert to kind of talk them through some of the more detailed options. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a cult following. People love the brand, they're willing to spend money on the brand, and that's really what sets us apart from other luxury companies.
How has Porsche evolved in the past, let's say, 10, 15 years?
Oh my gosh. In the last 10, 15 years, it's been all about SUVs. I mean, that's just the way it is in the US.
Okay.
So the Macan is our best seller. That's our small SUV.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that rather than just identifying with those sports car people, we've got families coming in now.
Which is kind of interesting for you. I mean, that probably, I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
Is it something that a family can grow into? In other words, is it a car that you can keep over time?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If you take care of it, it will run forever. And I also like that, you know, they're still sporty, they're still pretty, they're still fun.
It's still cool,
So you want to keep it, you know, and our customers love their cars.
And they grow into them.
Yes.
What is new and trendy color-wise? I always have to ask that as a designer, you know.
Surprisingly, we've got a color called Sapphire Blue that when I first started here in February, I was like, that's really vibrant. I don't know if that's right for this market. And then within the last month, I've had multiple customers ordering cars in Sapphire Blue. So it seems like people are starting to lean more towards, something a little bit more fun and vibrant.
Talk to me, if you will, a little bit about service. What are your clients' expectations with service? And again, I think that Porsche has a reputation of being a car that doesn't require a lot of service.
I think our level of customer service here at Porsche is really, really high. It's a totally different experience than what you'd get at a higher volume dealership. We know our customers very well, and they have high expectations. So as an example, I was here on a Sunday, and a good client of ours, their car happened to break down. They live on the island, and it was just a sales staff here on a Sunday, but they maybe lost 15 minutes of their time. I had somebody on the way to their house to give them a loaner vehicle. I called the tow truck for them to come and pick it up. We just need to stay on top of it because our customers have that high expectation reputation of just the best service, and that's what they deserve.
When you talk about bells and whistles, what sets Porsche apart? What are some of the things that would be typical for a Porsche that might be not typical for just a traditional car?
I mean, nowadays they all have, you know,
Yeah.
the Bluetooth and the navigation, and so the electronics aren't anything out of this world. I think it's pretty standard, but
Okay.
we still have that performance aspect of it where it's going to be luxurious, but it's also going to drive like a sports car regardless of the model that you buy.
What does that mean? Talk to me about performance. What can I expect? What is a performance vehicle really known for and do? Is it turning? Is it stopping? Is it accelerating?
It's all of those things.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can feel confident in a Porsche that if you need to, you know, quickly get into traffic on a highway, you're going to get there quicker than everybody else. And if you need to slam and stand on your brakes, that car will stop. And you just feel confident when you're driving a Porsche, knowing that's what it's made for. It wants to drive. It wants to go.
It wants to drive.
Yeah,
right?
it's
like a
hunkered
person.
down to the road. It just handles well, and you can feel confident. And that is something that you just don't experience with other brands.
Are they comfy to sit in? Are they okay?
Yeah, because I mean, you want to be able to drive it. It's a driver's car. We didn't
True,
even
it's got to envelop you.
Yeah, we didn't even have cup holders in Porsches until like the 90s because the mindset was you're supposed to be driving.
That's right.
You're
Oh,
not
yeah.
supposed to be
Don't
doing
be-
other
yes.
things. So
love that,
yeah,
yeah.
they are comfortable to drive, and it just feels good. I went to Germany when I first started here to have an introduction to Porsche, and I got to drive all throughout the countryside of Germany and on the Autobahn, and it just felt so good and so sturdy, and just that car wanted to go. So I love that my customers can appreciate that and feel confident.
It is a treat to meet you and
you.
talk with you.
Thank you.
And I think great person to talk to here on Girl Talk. We want to thank
you.
all of you too for joining us here on Girl Talk. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.